we're talking about now is the deluxe trip. So we have a classic trip, which is at the hotel where we have always stayed, and it's a fabulous hotel. It's like somebody's home that has rooms, and a kitchen and dining area. But we have expanded now to go to other hotels that are, just maybe have a little more features. I won't say they're better, but they're closer to the main square. And then we've made this trip, the deluxe, this is deluxe. This trip is a day longer, and we just do everything. You know, um, what I want to say,
All inclusive.
all inclusive. We just do, this is the deluxe experience of San Miguel, and we'll explain why as we go through our presentation. And I know that Penny's already signed up. I don't know if anybody else here has already signed up. Um, but I also want to introduce three people to you. Jeannie Edmonds, say hello. She's our Chief Operating Officer and
Everybody
fell in love with San Miguel on her first trip.
fell in love, totally fell in love. Day two, I called Dave. I said, we got to move here. Love it so much. This will be my fifth year, fourth time returning to San Miguel. Very excited.
And then Jennifer Gongaware, who's actually going to be leading this trip. And Jennifer's been to San Miguel. I've known Jennifer for ages, and she's just a perfect combination of what you want in a trip leader. She's really fun, really funny, but she can just, be there for everyone, and is very organized and very helpful and supportive. So, Jennifer,
Thank-
we're so glad you're going to do this trip.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I love it there.
And you've been now twice, or maybe you were,
I've been to San Miguel 4 times. I went in 1995 for New Year's.
oh, wow.
And this is my third trip with Next Tribe.
Yes, yes. And I also wanted to introduce Vicky Triplett, who was there with us 2 years ago, just to get so you can hear from her about as a traveler, how it was, the experience was for her. Vicky?
Hi guys. Hi guys. It's so nice to meet you all. And, be prepared. I'm just going to gush. It was absolutely amazing and wonderful and every great thing you can think of to say.
It is. It
And
is a trip.
and what specifically, I mean, what did you go in expecting, and how did
There were so many things, Jeannie. You guys know that it was a real pivotal thing for me because it was my first solo trip. I was recently widowed. As a matter of fact, it was 1 year week before we went to San Miguel. And so it was my first solo trip, and I felt like it was really a way to honor Jack. And I love the holiday. I'm originally from South Texas, and my home celebrated, Dia de los Muertos. So I was familiar with the traditions and all the great things that go with it, the history, and gee whiz, I had seen Coco like everybody else, so I thought I was an expert. And so I started doing my research. I mean, I got buried. I Googled everything you could think of. I Instagrammed, I Facebooked every female tour group that did Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. And there were, we started with a bunch and then it kept narrowing down and narrowing down. And then actually, it was a personal review I read from one of the other Next Tribe travelers that sealed the deal for me. And I think she said she loved y'all's motto in that it was age boldly, pack light, and no assholes. And I thought, that's my group. That's my group.
Yes.
that's hilarious. Yes, that would be Lucy Frost, I think.
And
And
so I jumped in and I didn't know a soul. I didn't know any of y'all. I didn't know any of the women on the trip. I just jumped in and went. I listened to this, I sat in on this call, and the minute we hung up, I went online and signed up, and it was wonderful. It was magnificent.
Well, great. Well, I love that to know that we did a good job. So,
Above and beyond that, it
uh,
was, magical, spiritual, all those kind of things that, again, I just gush about. I
thank
went in not knowing a soul, and I left with, 15 lifetime friends and soul sisters. And, now I can't wait to watch the Facebook post or the Instagram post and say, oh, Mary Lou's in Vietnam, or
Oh
oh
yeah.
God, there's Tammy, or
Yeah.
whoever. It just makes it so much fun.
Well, yes, and we've definitely spread out, and that's what happens is that you meet on maybe your first trip, and then you have traveling buddies for different parts of for different places. Like Penny was in Umbria with us, and now she's coming to here. You'll probably cross over with somebody from our Umbria trip. I do imagine so. So it's so good to see you, Penny.
Thank you.
And so good to see you too, Audrey. Um, I am going to just share my screen, and this is my most difficult thing here um, is to make this transition because I'm so not good at this. But you are being very kind and patient as I.
And Vicky, I will say, as much as you, and we love you, Vicky, I'm so happy to see you. As much as you love that trip, it's gotten even better since the last time, since you came. And so you'll have to come back and do it again.
I would do it in a heartbeat, but you guys keep adding more and
I
exciting.
know.
And it's like, okay, once a year I'm going to travel internationally. It's like, oh
Okay.
no, this one's great. Oh no, this one's great.
Yeah, you're coming with us. Where are you going to be?
I'll see you guys in Paris in
Oh,
September.
oh yeah. Oops, here. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of
Oh.
myself. Yes, you're big. You're big. Okay,
That
here we go. I'm trying to make.
was our trip, Vicky.
I know, that's our trip, our group.
Oh, that is our group.
We
Okay.
had so much fun. There were some spicy women on that trip.
That,
That's right.
that
Really,
was so much fun.
no assholes. Okay, so the dates for this trip are October 29th through the November 5th. Just what we're going to end up having three groups there, and everybody starts on a different day. And so, but we'll all come together for certain parts of the trip, which is makes it really fun. So you'll be meeting even more people than you have on your individual trip. So, and here's Jennifer. You know, she's a great traveler, and the great thing is that she's been a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines for 42 years, and you know how fun if you fly Southwest, how fun the Southwest flight attendants are. So she's all that. So as you might know, it's San Miguel is consistently rated like one of the top travel destinations in the world, and I know that there's some people who, if their only experience of Mexico is maybe along the border or something, or they hear about drug cartels or whatever, they might not believe that. But it's because they have not been to San Miguel. There's just nothing like it in the world, and it brings together so much of, authentic Mexican culture and honors all that, but it also has the great infrastructure and for international travel, like great restaurants, nice hotels, that kind of thing, a lot of cultural activities. So it's really kind of, especially I found that when I lived there, I just had everything you could ever want. And people used to say to me, "You're so brave to go and live in Mexico for 4 years." And I would always think, well, if you'd been to San Miguel, it really wasn't that brave at all because it's just so easy and everything's in walking distance and just pretty fabulous. So, um, oh, what does it say on the bottom? Oh, okay. And the Day of the Dead Festival. And Vicky, Jeannie, Jennifer, if you want to chime in on any of these things, I wanted to just explain why we go during the Day of the Dead Festival. First of all, I've always living there, I always loved it, and made an altar. You make altars for your loved ones who've passed, and you put out little mementos of things they would like. Like my dad liked Pinot Grigio wine and Oreos, so I'd put those out. That's the kind of thing I'd put out for him. And the idea is you're thinking about your loved one, and you're inviting them to come to into your dreams. That's one of the things. There's lots of different levels to this, but that's one of them. And so I did the first time I ever did an altar, I did it for my grandmother and aunt, and I did dream about them that night. And so I believe in it. I believe that it's such a beautiful way to keep in touch with the with your loved ones, that have gone. So that's why I really wanted to do it then. And I love this saying more than there's these two sayings. Um, you die twice, once when your body expires, and again when someone speaks your name for the last time. I mean, think about it. That's one of the things that we do down there is we make our altar. We have set aside time for everyone to talk about their loved ones and show photos, show things from their life, like that they bring with them, so it's just important to keep saying their name and to keep remembering them this way. So also that's one level. The other level of this trip to me is don't be scared of dying, be scared of not living. So when we're down there, we are certainly living. We're having I mean, when I say is we have a great time. We paint our faces, we go to this parade, we dance, we celebrate. But then there's that other side where we're having more remembrances and things like that can be a little poignant. But that's who we are. We're not all one thing or the other. We're multi-layered women, and this festival, I think, really represents that well. And as we get older, of course, we've all lost people. You can't, very few people get to this age without losing somebody important to them. So that makes it even why I like this trip over Day of the Dead so much. So,
Jeannie, I thought that that night was like the heartbeat of the trip. It was just so meaningful and so wonderful, and it was, it wasn't the altar wasn't done as mourning. It was a vibrant celebration. The colors and the flowers and the food and the stories, and everybody shared in such a judgment-free zone. I laughed till my stomach hurt and I cried till my mascara ran. It was just all around such a meaningful, wonderful evening, I thought.
well, that's
Beautiful.
that's
Your
great,
point.
and especially since you just lost your husband, and the first time we did this trip, I had lost my dad the week before, and I
Oh.
almost canceled the trip, but then I realized there's no better place for me to be than
That was kind of my idea, was that what a wonderful way to, talked about him to people that had never met him, but they felt like they knew him by the time I left. So
Celebrating the beloved, you know.
absolutely.
yes, very important. Okay, I went back. Oh, let's go back. So our hotel is called Mahdi, and each for this trip, I know that shows two beds in here, but really what we've done on this trip is all single rooms because there's actually not any of these with two beds available. We just have the single room. So, and it's got a bar up top. It's got a little a pool, a dipping pool. It's just right up the road, right up the street from the main square. Very, very convenient location. And so I think people really love the location and the rooftop views and things like that. So we start off with a walking tour. We have a woman in San Miguel who does a lot of our tours, walking tours, cemetery tours. She's born and raised in San Miguel. She's probably a little younger, but she's still over 45. So she can come, she knows our perspective. And so she does our walking tour, fills in on some history, but a lot of her personal history. So you really get a kind of deep understanding of that, which I love. And San Miguel, as you can see, is just complete gorgeousness with cobblestones and colorful colonial architecture. There's the parroquia, which is just it's a one of the most recognizable places in Mexico that kind of I always think it was like grapefruit color, it looks like a crown. But so let's see. And so the town really does. There's decorations all around for the Day of the Dead, which and there's these things called mohinagas, these big puppets that walk around. It's just there's just a beautiful spirit in the whole city in the lead up to the festival. Didn't you just love that, Vicky? I mean, it was just like every
Oh
corner.
my God, yes. And everybody, look at these pictures because the flowers you see, those are real. They deliver buckets of fresh flowers every morning. And when you walk through the market, there's just marigolds everywhere. It was breathtaking.
Yeah, they do a great job. And so we'll start the day. We could have a rooftop lunch with right next to the parroquia. We do some shopping because yeah, there's some good shopping. Um, and I always like to meet a local artist, and we also go to an area called Bellas Artes, and they have famous muralist there. So we go see that. So there's a lot of art involved in and around San Miguel.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Yeah, that's right. It
And
is.
I did learn on the last trip that they can only use certain paint colors on the buildings.
Mm, that's
There's just
right.
a few that they can choose from to keep it authentic.
Yes, you're right. They do. Um, and then also another UNESCO World Heritage Site is called Atotonilco. It's that white church up there. It's called the Sistine Chapel of Mexico, and it's got this very detailed painting throughout the interior. It's just completely amazing. So we on this and right nearby is some hot springs, La Gruta. It's what you see there. We're about to go into this cave in this picture on the left. So, and we eat lunch there. We just have a relaxing time. It's really fun.
That's a great day.
It's a fabulous day.
Great
And
day. They're all great days.
so this is so I have a friend when my kids went to school in San Miguel, and at the bilingual school they went to, there was um, a young woman named Jackie, a classmate named Jackie, and her parents mom is Mexican, the father is from Switzerland, and he was a former nose. He created perfumes like for Elizabeth Taylor's cologne, scents and all these things. They built a ranch outside of town that has a charro ring, and he loves charro, and the whole event is like mariachi. We don't want to tell you too much about it, but it's mariachis and horsemanship displays and just
I know you don't want to tell him too much, but I gotta say, I saw a ranch on the itinerary and I thought, girlfriend, I'm from South Texas. I know a ranch. They're dusty, they're hot. Horse poop smoot, horse poop stinks no matter what. And then we drove up to this ranch in San Miguel and these gorgeous young vaqueros
Yeah.
met us and took us through the gate. And then the next thing you know, you're sitting in this arena and they're doing tricks and these gorgeous dresses. And then we had lunch on a porte cochere. We had margaritas that were made with their own home, stamped
yeah.
tequila. And then we had homemade tamales and tortillas and enchiladas. So let me warn y'all, wear your stretch pants on that day.
The best mole you will ever put in your mouth.
Yes.
It
Oh, the
was to
mole.
die
Oh my
for.
God, yes.
And the
Oh,
guacamole, fresh guacamole. Ay,
Yep.
ay, ay.
Yep.
It's the best edition. I have to tell you that like the first 5 years did not get this ranch. So the one starting with Vicky's trip, You were the lucky one. So anyway.
That's right. That's
So
right.
glad.
And we have dinners at some of the best, especially on this. We do only the top restaurants for this deluxe trip, everything included. Restaurants, a lot of rooftop restaurants, which is fabulous because the weather's perfect. It can be a little chilly at night, but just enough for a wrap and just really
And
good.
guys, again, I'm going to interrupt because Jeannie doesn't want to toot her own horn. But these are the restaurants nobody else can get into in San Miguel.
That
But
is true.
Jeannie wrote an
True.
article for them in Travel and Leisure when she lived there, or she was a regular or whatever. So you get to
The
tell
New
me
York Times, the New York Times, they
it was just the finest restaurants you can imagine that
Yeah.
nobody else can get into. So.
Yum, yum, yum.
So well, part of this we'll do an artisans tour. So there are a lot of artisans around. There's actually an artisans market where near where right near the center of town. And so we will just go and meet some of the people who actually make this paper mache or make the needlepoint or weave the rugs and have a chance to buy right from the makers. So and that's a new thing we've added, especially for the deluxe tour. And so around town, right? And so Day of the Dead is November 2nd, but as we get closer to the day, you'll start seeing, I think on October 31st, November 1st, you'll start seeing these altars around town. And again, these are altars, people make them in public places. A lot of organizations for you or will make them for the people they've lost, or just institutions, a restaurant, whatever, will put up a thing like one of the great restaurants in town, called The Restaurant, had a one year had a big display for Anthony Bourdain that was so moving. So it's very much people are thinking about people we've lost, not just personally, but maybe in the whole our world, in society, people to be remembered. Um, and then this is what we are talking about, making an altar of our own. Hold on one second. Hold on. Sorry. So this is what we were talking about, the altar of our own. And you can see it's pretty simple, but it does everything it's supposed to be. I go out and whoever's the leader, we go out and buy the marigolds and all the little, there's a Day of the Dead market where you can buy the little figurines and we can explain what those mean when you're down there. They each have a meaning. And everybody, you see on the bottom left there, people bring their photographs and you can see the emotion. That's Kathy on her face as she's talking about somebody she lost. So it's really, and as I said, as Vicky pointed out, and it's just a time to remember those people and and no judgment. I mean, people cry, people laugh. It's really important I think for a lot of people, it kind of gives them a different sense about death, how they think of death. And I think that's a great takeaway. Um, and then on November 2nd, uh, itself, Day of the Dead in the morning, we'll do a tour of cemetery and we'll see some of the major art altars that the city sanctions in the main square or wherever they happen to be. That sometimes they change the location. But the wonderful thing about the cemetery is, yes, it can be sad, but you see people, families there cleaning up the grave, bringing their picnics. There's might be mariachis playing. It's more that festival feeling of like, this person was important to me. I celebrate the life, my memories of this person. So it's just, again, another whole way to think about death. Then we get wild. At your hotel will bring people to paint your face, and you can see they can be all bejeweled and everything. And we often beforehand, a lot of us are buying headdresses. There's all kinds of things like this for sale around the city to accentuate your Day of the Dead face. And I won't keep you too long by telling you the whole history of Day of the Dead, but this face it's based on it's called a Katrina face because it's based on one of the original symbol or a symbol that uh, for Day of the Dead that first came out in like the 1800s. So Day of the Dead existed before then, but the Katrina got intertwined with the Day of the Dead festival in the 19th century. So and yeah, this is us buying headdresses, and we brought some to the hotel. So somebody came to the hotel and had all these headdresses, and people bought them there. And this picture on the left was after Day of the Dead, but we still loved our headdresses, so we still wore them.
By the way, Luis still has yours at the hotel.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
if you
right.
want it this year,
Yes.
pick it up.
And then we just jump into the parade.
So
There's
much fun.
there's a parade that goes through the part of town and it ends up in the middle of town. It starts kind of on the far end of town and then comes towards the middle of town. We don't necessarily stay the whole way. I mean, it's up to you how much you want to stay, but there's just music and dancing and people on the side waving at you like you're a star or something. And it's just the time to just let loose and uh, be feel that freedom of you're in sort of disguise and you look pretty glamorous. So
May I add that I found, and especially this last year, the people from San Miguel that live there, they love it that we are all coming there and celebrating with them.
yes.
I did get that this time.
Yeah, because I think at some time, I think I asked at one point, does it weird all these gringos coming and getting, their faces painted? Does it infringe on your sense of your festival? And they're like, no, it's like
They
fabulous.
love it.
You know, ladies, the year I went, I was so surprised because I had read there was a parade and I thought, oh, great, we're going to go see a parade. Well, I'll be damned if we weren't right in the middle of it through the whole thing. And the locals, they really love and appreciate seasoned women. And they were asking to take their pictures with us.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't felt that much love since I was the feature twirler at the Buccaneer Night Parade. I mean, it was just so much fun. We laughed, and I mean, my ass was sore the next day, but that night I marched every step and loved it like crazy. It was
It's
so
great.
much fun.
And this, I love what you're saying, Vicky. This is something we've added, and this is just for the deluxe tour. This is really, it's the party in town, and you have to get on a waiting list. You have to wait, and the minute they release the tickets, you have to get your tickets because they'll be gone in an instant. But it's part of the Rosewood Hotel, and it's just these stations of food of like here's the taco section, here's the mole section, here's the this section, here's the dessert section,
Ollie.
wine and then dancing and it was beyond. So that is
Wow.
going to be part of it, of what we do this on the deluxe trip. And then we end with something after the Day of the Dead. We have a class, a sculpting class, because really afterwards you're kind of like there's just this real, not, I won't say hangover, but you're just like you're coming down from all that excitement, and it's really this beautiful artist helps us sculpt these and it's great to just be using your hands and have a peaceful time in this gorgeous it's a former textile factory but now is an art filled with art galleries and studios. And that was a really fun addition. Jeannie, Edmonds, you found that. And
Yeah, love
that
it.
was fabulous. And then the thing you'll always have is new friends. I mean, going through this experience together, it just really bonds you because you share some of your most personal things about your loved ones or and that kind of thing. And so there's just we all respect that. We've been through something similar. We all know there's been struggles, and I think that's what the other side of maybe being sad or feeling lost is just celebrating that we're here and we've gone through all these things. We've lost people, but we're still here. We remember them. We toast in their honor. So that's the kind of feeling that goes with the remembrances of people we lost along the way. And I just put in a few more pictures of some of our groups that are just really, really just so beautiful.
I love it there.
Oh, I love that picture. That was from one of our early ones. Okay, and I wanted to write those things again about don't be scared of dying, be scared of not living. And then the other one about continuing to speak people's name. Um, so I am going to, I know there's questions and we're going to do a drawing. I have to run out. And so I'm going to make you the co-host, Edmonds, if I could,
Okay.
but you can keep going. Um, you can talk now while I do.
Okay. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I don't think so.
Tell, while I'm looking for how to make her Audrey, why don't you tell us have you signed up yet, Audrey? Where are you from?
Don't hear him.
Oh, or you can write it in the chat.
Doesn't look like she's muted.
It doesn't look like it's her. Oh, her audio is not working. Do you want to just write where you're from in the chat?
San Diego. Great. Okay.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I can't seem to. I'm just gonna leave this on.
It's okay. Leave it on and you can leave. It's fine. You can leave it on.
Okay, Day of the Dead has been on our bucket list. So, anyway, I'm gonna leave this on, and when I come back, if you still are here, then we'll talk some more.
Bye, Jeannie.
Okay, I'm going to leave, but I'm not gonna leave for everybody. I'm just gonna leave me. No, I'm gonna leave me.
Just don't log out. That's all. Don't log out. Okay.
Bye. Enjoy.
Okay. I think we can let Vicky go unless anybody has any questions for Vicky, because I don't want to keep her here forever. If anybody has any questions for Jennifer, Jennifer's leading the trip. I'm leading another group that's going to be in a different hotel. It's another deluxe group. And then the classic group is going into our hotel that we always stay in there. It's a home that's owned by an artist. Audrey, I did want to ask you, are you a friend of Gail Freed? Is that how you found out about us? Oh no, so you just found out last minute. Okay, so we'll find out through your typing. Just Googling. Google. Amazing. Okay, great.
I love
Okay. Great.
Well,
Penny?
before I let you guys go, I can't encourage it and say enough good things about it. I told you I went in knowing nobody and worried about it. And when I left, I felt like the Grinch. I mean, my little damaged, a sore heart had grown over and over and over. And I left with, 15 lifetime friends and memories that will just last a lifetime. It was wonderful. So, love to you all. I hope you go. I can't wait to see pictures and again through you and Jennifer. It was fun seeing you again.
you, my dear.
Bye. See y'all
Thank you
later.
so much, Vicky. Thanks
You're
for
welcome.
coming.
Bye, Jeannie.
Great to see you again. Does anybody else have any questions? So we've got Audrey, we've got Penny,
I
we've
think
got,
there's a question in the chat.
there's a question in the chat. How much is this trip and how many days again? Okay. I'm going to look it up because it's on our website. Stand by.
So it's October 29th through the 5th. So 29, 30, 31. So 8 days.
Okay. So I'm going to find out which
Departure.
one. This is Deluxe 2. Stand by.
Yes, October 29th through November 5th.
Yes, and the amount is $53.95 for a double, And
That's
oh no, it's
double.
$53.95 because all the rooms are single. So it's $53.95 total. $53.95 is total.
I think.
So
Yeah.
you can reserve it for a $500 deposit. And let's see, it's happening fairly soon. So the payments will be higher, but we have a payment plan that's no interest. So you can pay monthly if you want to also.
So Jeannie, it's going
Oh, it's definitely going. Yeah, it's definitely going. Yeah. Mhm.
because I'm like the only person on here.
Oh, you're the only person on here from the actual trip. But
Okay.
yeah, most people so we will do a meet and greet once we get the whole trip, everybody assembled and everything. We'll, like a few days before the trip, like a week or two before the trip, we'll do a meet and greet where you meet the other people coming on the trip. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I came for the $400 drawing.
Oh, you did? Well, let's do the drawing then. Here in my Africa basket are all of your names. I bought this basket in Africa, and here we
I know
go.
I came to see everybody, but
Okay, yeah, okay. Here we go
I
with the
made
drawing.
sure I put it
One,
on
two,
my
three.
calendar.
Ta-da, ta-da, ta-ta-ta-ta-da. Audrey.
There you go.
Audrey, no, you're Penny. Sorry. Audrey, you won the drawing, Audrey. $400 off. Sorry. Sorry, Penny.
No,
But I'm very excited that you all are going to come. Do you have any questions for Jennifer? Jennifer can do CPR if you need it. She
I,
can because she's a flight attendant, she can handle anything.
I have first aid skills.
First
I
aid
can
skills.
make a mean mixed cocktail.
That's a beautiful thing.
no, I think I'm good. How's the hot springs as far and does everybody participate in that? Is it one of those things they do?
Yeah, pretty much everybody does. On all of the next drive trips, you can stay or not, do or not do what you want. But, if you're paying all this money to come on this trip, you might as well do the things that we've set up. And interesting, the hot springs happens to be on the same day as the Atotonilco Church, which is really worth seeing for a little bit because it's just so bizarre in the way that only Latin American Catholics can do it with all the blood and gore of the Catholic, iconography and so forth. It's very dramatic and very worth seeing. But then we go to the hot springs. The um, if the craft market is open, not the craft market, but the craft gallery is open, that's also in the same area. It's a private gallery that was started by a man and his wife. The man died a couple years ago, and it wasn't open last year when we went there. But if it is open, we need to make a stop there too. Because Jennifer, did you happen to
We
go there that
went,
year?
we went this
We
year.
did go the year. Okay. So one year we went, it wasn't open, but we did go this year. It's fabulous. I mean, the stuff in there is gorgeous from all over Central and South America. Very beautifully curated stuff.
Yeah.
So it is a little shopping opportunity there. But the Gruta, there's a big, like, open grassy lawn, and you just hang out, you have lunch, you have margaritas. That one year we went, and in one of the pools, they've got three different pools with different temperatures in it. And in one of the pools, they had a Zumba class. And so you could do Zumba in the water. It was really fun. There's a guy up there doing the Zumba moves. And then you go through that little tunnel, and then you're in this little round area, and they have this hot water that comes down on your back. And, like, I don't know, people stay in there and they get their aches and pains removed. So it's a half day kind of experience. And then you come back in the afternoon and chill.
You
So
can
it's
get
probably worth going to. I would say it's worth going to.
definitely, I think. And you can
Mm.
get a massage there.
Yeah.
That's good. Just kind of a
Right.
nice, relaxing day.
The hotel pool was heated, so I didn't know, bring the bathing suit, that kind
You
of.
should bring the bathing suit. The hotel pool, I'm not sure about the Maddie Hotel. I wasn't there last year. I was at the other hotel. So I'm not sure if that's heated, but you know what? It gets warm during the day there in San Miguel. It can get in the high 70s, low 80s.